Hey folks, it's been a couple of weeks since the election, and something I just felt I needed to comment on. Uh, Someone asked Mitt Romney the other day why he thought he lost the election, and he basically said, well, Obama essentially was just giving gifts to specific groups of people. And, the left has just come unglued. There was some guy, wasn't Don Lemon. This guy, he's on CNN. He had Will Cain and this other guy, LZ something or other. And LZ's a big uber lib, and Will Cain is a fairly conservative guy. And but anyway, this Don Lemon guy on CNN is kind of funny. He was all outraged that Will Cain can actually defend those comments that Mitt Romney had made. Well, it's kind of interesting because we need to think about it. Rush Limbaugh said Obama won because, you can't beat Santa Claus. And that's what Obama was. He out there just raining that money down. And, and folks, speaking of raining money down, I've mentioned this before, that bailout money for GM and Chrysler and, the $9 billion that, the Energy Department gave to Ford. But anyway, the auto bailouts, none of that money went to actually building cars. The money went to bail out pensions. Well, what's a pension? It's a retirement fund. The money just sits in there. So that money didn't go out into the economy. It wasn't like they used it to pay wages. It just sat in a fund, just like your 401k. It just sits there until you pull it out. So it had no economic impact. That's, imagine, when the stock market tanks, no one comes to bail out your 401k, but they bailed out the pension. So folks, remember that. It didn't go to build cars. It went to go buy union votes by by contributing to their pensions. It went broke because the unions broke the car company. Okay? Think about that. The unions screwed up the car companies so badly that, car companies couldn't afford to fund these obscene pensions that were extorted from them. So the pensions aren't funded. So what do? They go back and they take taxpayer money to bail out the pensions that they screwed up in the first place. Nice. That's a pretty sweet deal. And the only thing that's required of them, ching, pull that lever. That's a bought and paid for vote. Now, I want you people to think about this, all right? Mitt Romney said it was gifts. Well, it is. It's welfare. Why do you think the president stripped the work aspect out of the welfare to work program? The Welfare Reform Act. He stripped the work provision out of it. Why? Well, I'm going to tell you this. And those of you who have jobs, you'll understand this. The rest of you that are a bunch of freeloaders, you'll understand it too. Here's the deal. When you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you take a shower and choke down a cup of coffee or a glass of orange juice or whatever your vice might be, and you head out the door and you go to work and you bust your butt. And you make your wage, and every week or 2 weeks or monthly, whenever you get paid, you get your paycheck and you look at it and you're like, damn, they took out, your federal taxes, your state taxes, your Medicare, your Medicaid. It's just like, and then you see what you got left. Well, damn it, that's what you design your life around. You're like, that's my money. I worked my ass off for that money. I want to hold on to more of what I make. Okay? Now, the moochers, the freeloaders, the ones that sit there and live off the government tit. Who's the government tit? Well, the government tit is whatever they can take away from us that are working. Now, what happens when you give something to someone for free, 99% of them want that freebie to keep on coming. Okay? So now you've got 47, 50% of the population that are freeloaders. They basically get everything from the taxpayer. Okay? I go out and make a wage. They take mine, give it to them. This is why the president stripped the work portion of the Reform Act out. He doesn't want people to have to go out and earn a wage, because when they earn it, they're going to be like, screw you, Mr. Government. You ain't taking any more of my hard-earned money. That is exactly it. Mitt Romney was spot on. You know, Rush was right. You can't out Santa Claus Santa Claus. And that's what he did. He went out and he slathered that money on you know, all those people dependent on the government. Now listen, before all you bunch of freeloaders get your head all, just bent out of shape. Who I am referring to, I'm not talking about people who contributed to Social Security and they contributed and they're entitled to it because they paid for it. That's not a freeloader. They're getting what they contributed for. I'm not talking about even people who are on the 26 weeks of unemployment, because part of what your employer has to pay is 26 weeks. That's something, so if you lose your job, you have a cushion. What I'm talking about are the ones who are perpetual welfare recipients. The lazy ones that sit there and pop out babies, smoke crack. I mean, listen to this. You can't even test welfare recipients for drugs. They can smoke crack and shoot heroin and smoke pot and get drunk, and they just keep giving them the tax dollars. Why? I'm sorry. All you need to do is you need to make a provision. If you want state assistance, then you're going to submit to a drug test. Why the hell not? I do. In my place of employment, they can randomly drug test. Okay, if I want to work there, that's the requirement. If you want to take my tax money and give it to someone else, damn it, you better be sure they're not smoking that shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we got. We've got liberals. You can't drug test these worthless dregs of society. You can't do anything. You can't hold them accountable. The president doesn't even want them to work. Again, why? Because people who work want to keep what they earn. And he can't buy votes. If you're working and you're saying, you want to raise my what? You want to raise my taxes? I work hard for my money. You ain't taking any more, Mr. President. That's exactly what he's done. Obama has wrecked this economy intentionally. Why? We all know. We've seen the tapes. The president believes in income redistribution. He wants to take from the rich and give to the poor. He wants to be Robin Hood. All right? So, how do you do that? Well, you wreck an economy. Okay? And then what you do is you get a bunch of people who are unemployed. Then you basically put a bunch of draconian taxes on the wealthy. You take from them. Okay? And then you redistribute that. Well, guess what happens when you can't take any more money from the rich? Guess what happens when there's no more blood to get? How are you going to pay for these people that have become so dependent on your government cheese? Well, Obama will be long gone. He'll be giving $500,000 speeches. He'll be the same piece of shit just without the power. And I mean that. I do. I don't like to speak ill will of our president, but this man is a son of a bitch. So, so let's review all that stuff that I just said. I mean, go look into it. He doesn't want people to work, for the exact reasons why I've stated. So, folks, look, I know it sure is nice to get something free, okay? But it's not freedom. You're not free. You owe the government that vote, okay? You're not free, and I'm not free. So long as you're taking what I earn to redistribute it to you, and you have no obligation back to me, I'm not free. You're not free. You're dependent on me. You're dependent on my success. Well, what happens if my success goes downhill? What are you going to do? Whose fault is it? Do you see what I'm saying? We're not free. Freedom's not easy. You got to work at it. You got to get out there and bust your hump. You got to fight for it. Getting some freebie from the government, you're a slave. I mean, you literally, okay, for those who live in the ghetto or, don't understand what I'm saying, let me break it down. Yo, fool, when you taking the money from the man, you're the government's bitch. You got it now? Do you understand that? Is that slang enough for you? Okay? You know, the government's your pimp and you're the hoe. All right? Got it? That's the truth. Okay? So now I've spoken to everybody here. I've spoken to the angry white male, and I've spoken to, you know, the inner city, well, the Obama voter. I just, you know, there. I just put it out there for the Obama voter, and that's the truth. You know, once you get a little bit of self-worth, go out and get a job. Do something. Earn something. Quit taking it from somebody else. Any punk coward can sit there and take a freebie. It takes a man to go out there and earn his own way in this world. So the question is do you want to be a man or you just want to be a punk bitch? Because eventually, Mr. Punk Bitch, the gravy train's going to run out. And you know what? You're just going to be a poor, broke punk bitch. That's all you're going to be. So, it's up to you. Man, punk bitch. Which one you want to be? So, folks, I appreciate you watching. Spread the word. You know, we've got 4 more years to put up with this nonsense. I just really hope we can keep things together that long. It is going to be tough. There's going to be so much pain because look at Greece. We are following Greece. 25, 30% unemployment rates, not going to be pretty. People are going to be desperate, and there's not going to be anything else that you can take from people to redistribute. All right? But, again, I just can't emphasize enough. People who work, and this is why Democrats do what they do, they don't want people working. They sing the platitudes and, oh, we care about you. They don't. They want you dependent on their giveaways because that ensures that they get to go back and be in power. Because let's face it, how long have the Democrats been talking the same old trash? Black folks, have you gotten any better? Have things really gotten better for you? I'm sorry, I'm looking at where you folks were in the 50s and where you are now. Granted, okay, you got the right to vote and you can sit at the same lunch counter. But when you used to have 80% fathers in the house, now you've got 80% of fathers not in the house. You've got test scores that are in the dumpster. What the hell's going on with you? I don't understand it. You know, where's this pride? You know, I keep hearing about, you know, black pride. You know, damn it. You know, don't sit there and say, well, I can't get a job. You know, you can. I've seen plenty of good, upstanding, I'm going to, like Joe Biden said, clean, articulate black man. Okay? But they don't wear their hat on crooked and pull their pants down and have a mouthful of gold. There's a shades, man, he needs a job. Okay? You're not going to get a job when you act like that. Okay? You got to have a little bit of pride. Pull your pants up. First, buy some pants that fit. Then pull them up. 2, get rid of the ball cap. 3, get rid of the grill. You know? 4, take the comb out of the back of your hair. You know? Yeah, sometimes you gotta just be like the man. Alright? But go out and earn that paycheck. Any punk bitch can go rob somebody, take what someone else has. But, like, again, it takes a man to stand up on his own 2 feet. So, but people... Again, just you know, I can't say this enough. Democrats don't want you to work. They just want you dependent on them. Okay? Because they know if you work, you'll want to keep what you got. They can't have that because once you have a job, folks, you don't want to give up the money. And you damn sure aren't going to vote for someone who's going to raise your taxes. So, pass the word. I appreciate you watching. I'm sorry I said the same thing about 5 times, but I just can't say it loud enough. Mitt Romney was right. Rush Limbaugh was right. Whether you like him or not, he's right. You know, on this. You can't out Santa Claus. And Mitt Romney said it, you know, basically Obama bought, you know, he bought the unions. He bought the minority vote. I mean, frankly, when you get 95 or 97% of the black vote, that's racist. I'm sorry, that's racist. Pure and simple. They voted for the guy because he's black. Just like all these little outlets, you know, in Philly, there's what, 24 precincts, supposedly not 1 vote for Mitt Romney. A bunch of them in Cleveland, not 1 single vote for Mitt Romney. Racist. Blacks are racist. Not all. Okay? But a big chunk of them, you cannot tell me that 95% of an ethnic group will vote for the same person. I'm curious, all you black folk that voted for Obama, did you vote for the black half or for the white half? I'm just curious, because unemployment rate since Obama's been president has gone up for African Americans. He's done nothing for you. So I'm curious, you vote for the black half or the white half? Anyway, food for thought. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.